Hello, my fellow YouTubers. I want to start off today by asking a question. How well are you with acceptance? Just accepting things from people, maybe gifts, good things, positive things. Telling you did a good job, agreeing with you, and, just when life is going your way, that's super, super easy to accept. But on the other end of that, how well are we accepting things that we don't like, such as rejection, life not going your way, maybe being laid off from a job, which that's never fun, being denied a job for various reasons, and, just not living quite the life that you want to live. I know that for me, I've had plenty of ups and downs, and I think that's just part of life. And I have had a very difficult time accepting when things weren't going my way. I always wanted to fight it. I wanted to be like, just blame it on everybody else. It's everybody else's fault. That person just didn't like me, or they are not up to par. They just don't understand who I am. And I was always fighting it. Or if I went to a job and they were like, you don't really qualify for this job. And I would just tell myself, well, yeah, I do qualify for this job. You just, don't like me. And I kept myself in a state of negativity all the time. And really what I found is until I was willing to accept that, they're not going to hire me for this job because what they see, I don't qualify for the job. And once I was willing to accept those kind of facts, then I was able to start looking at myself like, okay, well, maybe I need to look at why they're saying I don't qualify for it. Maybe I have something on my record, or I haven't gone to school for something that they want. I don't quite have the training that they want. I haven't been in that kind of job long enough, because a lot of jobs have those kind of requirements. And once I started looking at that, then I was able to figure out, okay, what exactly do I need to make myself available for them so that they will hire me? And then when it comes to people, humans are different. We can be a little finicky towards each other once in a while. Everybody sees things their own way. I could walk up to somebody down the road and they're having a bad day. I don't know anything about it, but they reject me talking to them. They might frown at me, maybe they even yell at me, or just give me a side smirk. Like they just don't want to talk. And that goes into an emotional type of feeling that can make us feel less than. I would say that none of us are really less than. We're equal to others. And sometimes you just have to leave them alone. You have to accept that they just don't see you for the person that you really are. I've been rejected by, if we want to go into talking about females, I've been rejected by plenty of females, and maybe I'm just not what they're looking for, and that's okay. The bad thing that I found a lot of times, though, is that I would sit and stir in my own mind, like, oh, they reject me because, they're just negative, or, whatever reason. The brain can think up all kinds of stories. And that's definitely not the way to go about it. There's millions of people out there, that are more than willing to, talk to you and accept you just the way that you are. And then there's ones that aren't going to accept you, and that's okay too. So really, like I said, once I started accepting who I am, and, the good and the bad that I have, I was able to reinforce the positive things that I have in my life going on, or the positive ways that I act. And then I was able to start looking at the negative ways that I act as well, and start asking myself, how can I fix this? What do I need to do to become a better person? And, before, like I said, I was just fighting it. I was stirring in my mind, it's not fair. They're just, rejecting me because of, whatever reason. There could be thousands of reasons that I brought up in my head. And all I was doing was just fighting myself. I wasn't fighting them. They moved on with their life. They do what they have to do. But I was sitting, stirring in my mind, thinking to myself, oh, they're just like that to everybody. And maybe they are, maybe they aren't. That doesn't really matter. But it gives you a chance to be able to look at yourself on a deeper level, and maybe look at how you're approaching people, how you sound to people, how you look to people. And, it gives you a chance to better yourself and to become a better person, really. That's kind of the point in life, is to become a better person, to do everything that we can, and just live the most positive life that we are capable of living. But until we're willing to accept the good and the bad that we have, that's never really going to happen, because we just fight and fight and fight in our minds all the time. So like I said, maybe if you do get rejected, step back. I found that that's very helpful, and kind of look at the reason why they might be rejecting you. And maybe it's something you need to work on. Maybe it isn't. It might not be. There might not be anything wrong with you. There is that case as well. They might just be having a bad day. But don't ever just, throw it aside and fight about it in your mind, because it's just a waste of time, really. And it won't help you in the end. So if you like this video, if I'm connecting with you guys at all, I hope I am. That's kind of the point. That's why I'm on here, is to try to talk about mental health and the things that we go through, things that aren't talked about a lot of times. And, to help you, it helps me as well, because I'm able to talk. So if you do like these videos, like, subscribe, and share if you will. Thank you.